Alright, hello hobos! Welcome to today's awesome, amazing guest! And who is this, you might ask?
I'm Eric Rollin. Hello. My name is Eric Rollin.
Yeah. He's
With
awesome.
no S.
No S, guys. Yeah. That's another dude. So, yeah.
That is another guy.
It's a whole entire another dude, trust me.
It looks just like me, but it's not me.
It's kind of weird, actually, guys. But anyways, how have you been? How's your day?
It was good. It was good, yeah. I took a little nap earlier.
Yeah.
I was going to be up late tonight.
Yeah.
Going on, so.
What do you have going on? I know what's going on, guys, but I just want him to tell you.
Well, tonight we have Bree OTB is going to be performing with Ebri.
Yellow.
As well. And you
guys know both of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys just did their interview.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So they're going to be performing, and then I'm playing with a new band I've been playing with called the OG Players.
Yeah.
It's called, it stands for Observation Generation.
Yeah.
And we're going to be playing at Rehab Tavern after their set.
After their set?
After their set, yeah.
Makes sense.
So, yeah, I'm getting into about 12.
12?
About 12, yeah.
It's kind of late.
Yeah. It's a lot earlier than I used to
anticipated,
be out,
yeah.
It is definitely
still late.
Yeah. It's still late. It's still late for me.
Yeah.
I'm getting old, so it's still late for me.
You know? That's why I took a nap.
That's right.
Okay?
Exactly. That's why I went home to
Prepared.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what you do when you get home. You prepare for the evening.
Yep. Just to make sure. That's why he's hydrating, guys. You know what I mean?
That's right. That's why. That's why I'm hydrating.
Yes.
I didn't drink all this today. This was.
You didn't?
Just grab it out on the way out the house.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Still hydrated though.
Yeah, exactly. It's important. Yeah. It's important. I got my daughter this week, and I'm making her drink water every day.
That's good.
So, yeah. We drink water every morning.
Oh, like I know it's really good to drink water the first 30 minutes you wake up.
Yeah.
Is that like a tradition for you guys?
I mean, well, when I found out she doesn't drink a lot of water, I was like, okay, we're gonna drink water.
Yeah, it's about to transform her whole life with that.
I try to drink water every morning.
Yeah.
Health is something I struggle with. Well, I'm not unhealthy, but sometimes I eat unhealthy.
Yeah.
And I know I shouldn't.
Do you feel it?
Sometimes, yeah. It's a struggle.
Yeah.
It's a struggle. But I'm getting there. I started doing CrossFit.
Oh, you just started doing CrossFit. How was that?
It's good. It's good. My partner got me into CrossFit.
Yeah.
And it's been good. Sam's good. She's good. She's working right now. Yeah.
Is she gonna be at your performance tonight?
She might come. She's going to a show at Natalie's tonight with her friends. So.
Oh, okay. Girls' night.
Girls' night. She might come, but if not, it's all good. She goes to everything, so it's no big deal.
I know. I was just making sure I had someone to hang out with, to be honest. But anyways.
Right. I feel you.
But so during COVID, you wrote a song with your daughter. How was that?
Oh yeah. I wrote a song. It's called "Quarantining."
It's very corny.
Yeah, we just wrote a song about how quarantine was, and just the different things that they had to do, and the different changes and stuff that happened.
Yeah.
It was cool. She can rap. She can. Rap. Yeah, she can rap. Yeah, her timing is really good. I was like, wow, this is amazing. She came up with all the concepts and everything. I helped her arrange the lyrics, but she came up with pretty much everything.
She did?
Yeah, it was sweet.
That's nice.
Cool. It was cool.
They hit you in the feels, kind of be like, she got some line.
Yeah, I was like, all right, she got timing, yo. I was like, that's what's up. We in there, yo. We got time. So if she ever wanted to, get into music.
It would be easy slide, kind of.
Yeah, it'd be easy. Yeah, for sure.
So how did you? I know the Roots really pushed you in the direction of music and hyper focused yourself. How did that affect you?
You mean the Roots by like the group?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the Roots was a big influence. When I was when I got out of high school, I went to the recording workshop in Chillicothe. And then right when we finished, when we got our certification from there, the Roots played in Columbus like that year. On my birthday, actually. So
wow,
so I left the recording workshop and went straight to a Roots concert.
The Roots concert?
And it was
amazing.
It was incredible, man. It was one like, and I was already a big fan of Black Thought. I used to listen to the Roots all the time, in college and stuff like that. But when I saw them like live like that, I was just like, I was blown away. I was looking at Black Thought like, this is what I'm gonna do. This is what I want to do. This is dope.
Yeah.
And they've been a huge influence for me, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Just all around, musically, the message, everything.
They have really positive lyrics. Do you think that's?
Oh yeah, positive. It's real, authentic. You know what I mean? It's Black Thought is an incredible artist. So I mean, you just you really listen to what he's saying. It's like he's saying some real shit. So,
Hit y'all. But all right. How did you come up with your LLC? Works of Freedom. I knew it had freedom in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's a good question.
Thank you.
That's a good question. I came up with Works of originally. When I thought about coming up with the name for it or whatnot, I was thinking about naming it Freedom Works.
Okay.
Freedom works for people.
Yeah.
Or kind of like based off of like the DreamWorks thing, whatever. So I was like, Freedom Works. That would be cool.
Yeah.
And I looked it up. I started looking into it, because when you come up with a name or something, you want to check and make sure that everybody else is like using it
or anything. A lot of people use Freedom Works though. So yeah.
So that's what I found out.
Yeah.
I was like, oh well.
That might not be it.
That might not be it. So I changed it around. I was like, instead of Freedom Works, I decided to call it Works of Freedom, because we'll be creating works
for freedom,
of freedom, or things that would free your
mind.
Body and soul.
Yeah. That's a song so if you don't know, now you know. So. But how did you get started with that? For anyone out here, any hobos who are listening that want to get started with the LLC, how did you get started? How did you take those steps?
Yeah, that's a good question. Let's see. I'm trying to think when I wouldn't say I necessarily learned about how to start an LLC like in school or anything like that.
Yeah,
it's like
they don't teach that.
They don't really talk to you about that there.
Yeah.
But I would say, I guess you would say online. I've never been someone who likes to be told what to do, when to do it by anyone else.
Yes,
but
that's a fact.
But myself.
Yeah.
So, because I am that way.
Yeah.
I naturally.
Sorry, this interrupts on there. Is that why you're always late? Because that's what Ty said. He's like, that's his thing, is being late.
It might be a symptom. It definitely might be a symptom. Okay. I had all intentions of being here on time. I love Ty.
It's okay.
I was like, I gotta get in. Like, I was at the light, like, come on, hurry up. Like, come on, I got somewhere to be. And then I got my car and I didn't have any gas. I was like, oh my God. I was like, of all the times, I'm going to be on time right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it could be a symptom.
Yeah.
It could be a symptom of me being very stubborn and like really not liking to do what other people tell me to do. When I can segue into like a childhood story.
Yeah, I love stories.
So when I was about 6 years old, I was kindergartner in elementary school, and we would always take the bus home to kindercare. And kindercare was right around the corner from my crib, and we would pass my house on the way home on the bus. And so one day, I decided to just walk to kindercare instead of take the bus.
And
I was in kindergarten, so I was like 6. So by the time I got to kinder care, or no, but yeah, by the time I got to kinder care, everybody at school's flipping out because like Eric's not on the bus. Eric's not on the bus. And
He's missing.
He's missing. Like, so they called my parents and everything. By the time I got to kinder care, shit had hit the fan. Like my mom, like my dad had showed up. And he was like,
"Where is he?"
Like, and so they took me home, and my mom and dad sat me down, and I thought for sure, I was like, "Oh man, I'm about to get my ass whipped." They sat me down. I was like real nervous.
Yeah.
And my dad looked at me and he said, "Why did you do that?" And I'll never forget. My dad told me. I looked him in his eyes and I said, "Because I could." and my dad just looked at me. He was like,
"All right, he's in respect, okay."
And I didn't get a whooping that day. I was like, "Oh my God, I didn't." I was like, okay. So I think you know that could have instilled in me at a very young age, like if you want to do something,
go ahead
and you think you can do it, then you should do it.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that was kind of like the conversation they had with me in a 6-year-old conversation way. But I've never been someone that likes to do things however they say.
Traditional way,
however you say you should do them or whatever. So I've never been like that. So naturally, I started researching ways to not have to listen to people and do things myself. So that's
you said, how can I be my own boss?
so that's when I started looking into like you're running your own business, owning your own business, things like that. And that's how I kind of got into it, and that's just been trial and error. You know what I mean? Like troubleshooting, just like engineering. Audio engineering is troubleshooting. So it's like I just been troubleshooting this whole time, like, trying to figure things out.
Figure it out, make your own way.
Yeah. So that's how I got into starting my own LLC. Before that, Mistar Anderson was a partnership.
Yeah.
So I had a LLC with with the drummer, the producer, Andre. Y'all should have him on here, by the way.
I know. I was gonna ask you if you could.
Yeah, I can help you with that. Before that, I had an LLC with my friend Chris, and our LLC was the Homegrown Universe.
Yeah.
So that was cool. We never went anywhere with it, but we, it was a really great concept and everything. But yeah, it's I've tried to create my own thing from the beginning because I didn't want to work for anybody. So that's kind of the real reason. And I figured I kept hearing like, well, that's how you get around it is you do your own thing instead of
Who told you that?
Clocking in and out.
It sounds like you had a good support system. So who told you that?
My dad was really supportive when I started doing music when I was younger, and he was always very supportive about me, like doing my own thing, doing my own creations and everything, and like really pursuing what I enjoy doing. He's like, whatever you decide to do, you'll be able to do it. And so I always kept that in the back of my mind. And as I kept doing it, things just started working out. My mom at first, when I first started making music, my mom was like, "What are you doing? This is not going to make you any money.
Yeah.
You're not going. This is not it. You need to get a job." You know what I mean? And,
mothers are usually like that, guys.
And I did what my mother told me because I love my mom. I did what I told her. I got a job and I tried to work, and it just didn't work out.
Yeah. How did it make you feel being in a regular job, like a 9-to-5 job?
I hated it. I hated it. I couldn't stand it. When I first got out of high school, I worked for Limited Brands.
Yeah.
For like 3 years, and that's when they had like the 9-hour shifts that you had to work, and it was real like
no breaks or anything like that.
Well, I mean, it was like breaks and stuff, but you didn't know how long you was working until you got there. And then how you get your
it's like a warehouse.
We got a 9-hour day today. Like, you don't know until you get there.
Yeah.
And that was like, you know, and I'm young, like I'm 19 years old, like,
yeah.
You want to go kick it, you know what I mean? Like, you got plans, you want to make plans on the weekend.
Stuff, yeah. You make plans and you're like, I gotta be an hour late, couple hours late.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna be there. Like I'm like, well, let's kick it or whatever. Well, I'm not gonna know until I get into work when I'm gonna be able to.
I'll let you know.
I'll let you know. Like I hated that, man. That was.
I hate that. Yeah.
I hated that. And I got my own place with like a couple of my friends from high school, and it just
didn't work out.
I mean, it was good. I mean, I was making money and stuff, but I was like missing all the parties. I come home, like it was going
missing
down.
all the hangouts.
I'm missing everything. And I just, you know, not like that was like good for me either way. But you know, it was just like I definitely didn't enjoy being told what to do and how to do it. So I always wanted to, you know, do music. So that's why I changed it up. Yeah.
That's a good lesson for all you hobos out there. It's gotta get out of it and just chase your dreams. 9 to 5 is not gonna last you. You're gonna be feeling horrible by the end of it. Yep. But well, that answers my next question. What motivates you to do stuff on your own? You don't want to work. You don't want to be miserable. Makes sense. How do you like being a teacher to so many people throughout his life? How do you like it?
I didn't realize it until I was talking to my good friend Ty about how many people I guess affected or have helped or taught or whatnot. But I love it. I love teaching.
Yeah.
Jim Shaw got me into teaching. He was teaching he's been teaching for 30 years.
Yeah, at like
Columbus. Hanna Aston Middle School. I think he was teaching other places too, but he was a music teacher, I think, for a long time.
Yeah.
And then I guess some of his students were interested in learning how to, write hip hop songs and things like that. And I went to high school with his two sons, Andy and Chris Shaw.
Oh, the one you made LLC with? Chris?
No, not that Chris.
Oh, okay.
That's Red's son. That's another Chris. But he asked me to come teach a workshop or something for his students, like a songwriting workshop. And I had never done anything like that before. Yeah. But I've worked with youth before. Yeah. And even when I was young, I was always when I was at kindergarten, I was
teaching people.
Well, I would always help out in the toddler area.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was always one of those kids that would help. I would help change diapers. Yeah. I would help put them down for their naps, get their little graham crackers. You know what I'm saying?
You were the teacher helper type of thing.
I was the little teacher helper when I was young. Yeah. I guess. When he asked me to come help him write songs, it went really well. I ended up meeting Mr. McCoy, Sam McCoy, and he was like, "Yo, that was great. I'm teaching over here. You want to teach over here?" I was like, "Yeah." So then I started teaching at Direction for Family and Youth for a few years, and then he started teaching at Franklinton. Yeah. It was Franklinton Prep. It was then Franklinton High. Yeah. But then I taught there for about 5 years, 6 years or so.
5.5, 6.
Yeah. But it just kind of fell into it. I quit my job in 2012. I quit my job working at a call center. I was working at Discover Card. And
I couldn't imagine
trying to discover myself. You know what I'm saying? That didn't work out. I ended up quitting. And it was interesting. I quit I started work there February 16th of 2007, and I quit in February 19th, 2012.
Damn.
Almost 5 years to the day.
Yep.
I literally walked out. I was just all right, I can't take this anymore.
Did someone cuss you out or something?
My desk again. I felt like
they moved your desk and said, "That's the last straw."
I felt like Milton Wadhams, you know what I'm saying? What is going on here? And then they sat me next to the girl who had the most annoying voice. She just got hired. I was just for real, yo. I was I'm done, man. I'm out of here. And then
to move my desk next to the annoyingest girl in the office.
And then the lady I was working for, the girl I was working for, she was someone I went to high school with.
Yeah.
And I was never friends with her. And I was just like, and then I like had one meeting with her and I was like, oh, this is not going to work. I was like, there's no way this is going to work out.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not feeling your energy. So I remember walking in. I walked in that day. It was funny. I walked in. My desk had been moved. I was next to the chick that was like super annoying. And I just kept looking. I looked around and I was like, and then my new team leader, like she like bounded up and I was just like, I need to talk to you. I was like, we need to have a conversation. Before I even do anything, though, like, I'm not getting on no phone. We need to have a conversation.
Right now.
We need to have a conversation. And we got in the room, we sat down, and we sat there, and I was like,
guess what I'm not going to do?
I don't know. I was like, I don't know what we got to do, but I'm
not going to be here anymore.
I'm not going to be here anymore. I'm going to go ahead and take off.
Right now, actually.
Today, no 2 weeks. I'm taking off today. What do I gotta do? How do we make this official? That's basically what I told him.
He said, I'm not coming back, so.
And then she was like, she like got like this like piece of paper. It was almost like construction paper or something, bro. And like she like stood over and she was like, just say that you're gonna quit. Say you're gonna quit and then sign your name. So I put, I quit. And then put Eric Harris at the bottom, slid that shit back over to it, and I was like,
there you go.
I'm like, that's it, we're good. And she was like, yep. I was like, okay, well, bye. I'm gonna go pack up. Like,
my desk is gonna be gone by that day.
Packed up, like I was happy as a clam. I packed up, put everything in my little boxes and everything, and then she had to escort me out. Okay.
Oh.
So we're leaving. I'm walking out.
Did she watch you pack up?
Yeah, she waited on me. Yeah, so it's like, you know, it's like
I hate when people are like breathing
over you.
like
waiting on you, like a like a PO waiting on you to pee, like. And she, she had me. I packed up and everything. I got all my stuff, and she started walking me out. And at call centers, it was a credit card company, so they have it like you have to badge in, badge out. I was like security, whatever.
They had to take your badge.
Yeah, they had to take my badge and everything. And she's walking me out, and as she's walking me out, and I was like, wow. I was like, it feels like I'm getting out of jail.
They say click, click.
And she like, snickered. She's like, and I was like, yeah. I was like, all right, well, have a good one.
Yeah.
And
have a nice life. Bye.
And that day I quit. Because I was crazy back in the day. I did a lot of stuff. I just got my license back.
Yeah.
And I had just bought a new car because I wrecked the other one.
Okay.
But I just bought a new car, and that day, like I just drove it to work that day.
Yeah.
And as soon as I got out or whatever, I got in my car and I literally just screamed all the way home because I was so excited that I didn't have to work anymore because I've been working there for 5 years.
Yeah.
And before that, I didn't have a car, so I was taking a taxi to work every day.
Did they reimburse you for that?
No, they didn't reimburse me for none of that. No, I was taking a taxi to work every day, and I was living in my friend's garage.
God dang.
Yeah. And I couldn't take it anymore. I was like, I'm not doing it. And I quit. And I was
a little bit of taste of freedom.
Yeah. And I was like, I'm gonna do music. And I was playing with a really good band at the time.
What were they called?
It was EOP.
EOP, I knew it. Yeah.
A lot of the musicians that were in that band, like right now, like are doing really great things. So we had a really great thing going on. So it was like, I had really high hopes. Yeah. For my,
career in music.
My career in music. I was like, yo, this is going well.
And look where he is. Yeah. It's all fake. Yes.
And so I quit, and I started doing music. I joined this thing called Bustown Music. It was like a music media company way back in the day. A couple people were a part of. The guy that ran it was a nut job, so he didn't really. Yeah, I don't know really what was going on. I think he had a lot of. We all had addiction problems back then. But I think he had like some super
heavy addiction
problems. Yeah. He was up like really early in the morning, like. He like drinking Irish Rose, you know what I'm saying, like working.
Yeah. That's scary.
Naturally that ended up kind of like, he just kind of
filtering out. Yeah.
And then after that, we all just kept doing things. All kept playing music. Yeah. We were traveling. Yeah. It was great. It was great. And so, I quit my job. I
Do you highly recommend quitting your job if you just want to do something?
I do recommend if you want to work for yourself.
Yeah.
If you are, something you really want to do and you don't like being told what to do.
Yeah.
You should quit your job, but you should quit your job if you are in a position to quit your job. I was kind of in a position to quit my job, like financially. There was a lot of things I was doing that, like I was just able to make ends meet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, like,
I
had 401k, like, so I was just like, I'll take that, thank you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, and I was just hustling, like, just making it happen. But there was a lot of times there I didn't know how I was going to pay my rent. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be like the week of.
Yeah. You're like, I gotta hustle for that shit.
Oh, yeah, I don't know how I'm going to pay my rent right now. I'm like, and every month it
happened?
Man, it would happen. I'll be like, yo, this can't be nothing but God, yo. Like,
I felt that too much.
Lord, Jesus, thank you so much. Like, yeah, it was nothing but God. And that did that for a while, and then slowly but surely I started getting some traction and doing things. And then teaching happened, and that's when things like
took up. Yeah.
Yeah, because then I was able to go to work and like talk about what I enjoy.
Love doing.
What I've been doing. You know what I mean? I've been traveling, and we've been doing a bunch of cool shows and playing with a bunch of people, and then I started getting the opportunity to kind of like share it with
others.
Especially with like the younger,
the next generation.
Like, next generation. Yeah, like middle school, and then eventually I got into high school. Yeah. But that was something it was interesting because during that time period, I went through a time period where I didn't know, like, I knew what I wanted, but I didn't know how I was going to get it. You know what I mean? And so, like, and I'm, I would call myself like a spiritual person. So I would pray about it every day. Yeah. Like, how am I going, like, what am I supposed to do? Yeah. What am I supposed to do? Because I know what I want to do, but I don't know how I'm going to do it. And eventually, Jim asked me to come teach, and then it just started happening after that. Yeah. It just started snowballing, and then.
Was it like blind faith?
Or was it? Yeah, I guess in a sense, I guess you could say that. Yeah. Because I made up in my mind I wasn't gonna,
do that. Yeah.
And actually, I've told a few people this, but 3 months before I quit my job, I had like an epiphany. I think I told you this. I had an epiphany. Okay. I woke up one day. Well, when I was working at my job, I was smoking a lot of weed. Yeah. Okay? And just to cope.
With working at your job. I understand that. I understand that. Yeah.
So to cope with being somewhere I didn't want to be for extended periods of time.
For 9 hours, 12 hours a day.
So I remember one day I woke up and I felt like I just smoked before I went to work. And I just woke up. So I was like buzzing. And I hadn't done anything. I was buzzing. Yeah. And I just had this overwhelming feeling. Like it's kind of hard to explain, but I just felt like this, I don't know, it was like a wave went through me. Yeah, it was like the spirit, people call it the Holy Spirit, whatever you want to call it, but something just just went through me. Yeah. And I felt it, and it just and that day I didn't smoke before I went to work. You know what I'm saying? Because I was already buzzing. And I got to work, and I remember as soon as I walked through the door, there was a voice that just kept repeating in my head, "You're not supposed to be here. You're not supposed to be here. You're not supposed to be here. You're not supposed to be here."
I'm glad someone else gets those voices.
Okay, so
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm about to say,
yeah. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. I know you know what I'm talking about.
Because I've been in plenty of situations where it's immediate, and I have to say the words that are in my brain because it's over and over again. Mm-hmm. I can't do it. If you're not supposed to be here, then leave.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Yeah. And before that day, because I couldn't stand my job, I would cover up the time. So the time would be on the computer, the time would be on the wall. So I would position myself so I couldn't see time because I felt like I was wasting it. So I didn't want to see it. But that day when I walked in, time was on crack that day. Yeah. I tell you what, time was on it that day. I missed my breaks that day. Like, time flew by so fast that day.
Yeah.
And like, I looked up and it was like over. And I was like, what? This is crazy. Like,
were you just in your head or were you actually working?
I mean, I was working, yeah. I had to work. But like, it just seemed like my perception of time was completely different than 24 hours before.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I don't know, it was really, really weird. And that was in October, like late October.
Yeah.
And then I quit in February that next year.
Yeah.
But and then before, no, I can say all this because I work and I work. So what I used to do, like, when I realized that, like, when I realized I didn't want to work there anymore, I wasn't going to work there anymore, so.
Did not care whatsoever, huh?
Didn't care at all. I was writing a lot of music on the clock, you know what I'm saying? I was downloading a lot of beats and stuff, like, onto their hard drives and, like, and just, and then, this is the beautiful part. This was like, this ain't nothing time, okay? I worked it out where I was able, like there's a call center, so I worked it out so I was able to like make it look like I was like logged in and taking calls, but I wasn't getting any calls. I don't know how I figured it out. I don't know what I was always playing.
I was a spirit on you,
It was a spirit. And I figured it out to the point where like it looked like I was always logged in, getting calls, but I wasn't getting calls. So I would just finagle it, make it like so it did that. Boom, all right, and then I would write music all day long, like every day. So then Discover Card paid for a lot. For a lot of your songs that I wrote because I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not doing this, and then this was so long ago. That's why I can tell you this was so long ago. Then I went on vacation because when I realized I wasn't going to be there anymore, I took all my vacation days. So what I would do was, you have to work like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you're off Thursday, work Friday, and then
the weekends off.
Did
you call off Fridays every week?
I'll call off Friday.
Done that before? Yep. So have a nice 5-day weekend, yep.
I did that I did that so much. One of the dudes called me in, like one of the team leaders, we're from the same team. He called me in and was like, yo, we noticing you're taking a lot of days. At this time, you're actually costing the company money, right? Because you're taking off too many days. I was just like, whatever.
Yeah, well, I say, write me up.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Okay. But yeah, I just kept doing that. And I wrote a lot of music. I wrote like a lot of the EOP record was Discover Card.
Discover Time. Thank you, Discover.
Thank you. A lot of just collaborations and things were written at Discover Card. It was great.
Yeah.
But I tried with them. You know what I'm saying? I tried with them. Like,
you gave them a nice 3-4 years.
When I first started working there, like I wrote a commercial for American Eagle. I wrote a commercial for American Eagle back in like 2010. So that was like 3 years after I've been working at Discover Card. Yeah. I sent it to the marketing company. I wrote the marketing department. I sent it to them. Like, yo, I wrote for them. I could totally write for us.
You,
Like, what did I do? Dude, crickets, dude. I went to my team leader. I went to my team leader's team leader. I went to her boss. I was like, what am I going to do to get in touch with the marketing department, yo? Like,
they said, stay where you're at, boy.
Yeah, basically. So I was just like, man, they don't care about what I do. Like,
they don't care about you. They don't. That's big corporation vibes.
They just wanted me to keep saying, thank you for calling Discover Card. This is Eric. How may I help you?
Yep.
And I was not trying to do that shit.
Yeah, no.
And so I got what I could. They got what they could out of me. I got what I could out of them. And I kept it moving.
A lot of free music. Yeah.
Right. So that was a long-winded answer, but
That was good. I love a good story. Because I went through the same thing. I'm gonna keep this short and sweet, but I went through the same thing. I was at Kroger's working overnight, 12-hour shifts, y'all, no breaks. And and I was going to Tart. This is when I had Tart too. And yeah, it was bullshit, But I would go in there, I would sit there, and then I wrote a note. I was like, this is kind of giving me prison vibes. I'm not going to be here, bye. And then I left a note on the table and just left. I was like, yeah, that's what I did. And I was like, yeah, I'm not coming back here. Thank you, though. Thank you for the opportunity, but you know what? Fuck you, so.
You would have known this. It just gives me prison vibes. I'm out.
Yeah,
And
I think
that's
it
why
said
you
this
quit?
is. I think it said this is giving me prison vibes, or this is kind of giving me prison vibes. Kind of, or it is. You know, like kind of like a prison. So I'm not gonna go back.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
because
too
I was
funny.
like, yeah, I'm not. I had enough in my piggy bank to keep me going for a couple of months. So
That's
I
what's
was
up.
like, and I had a couple of side hustles. I was like, I'm gonna be alright.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's good for you.
But if let me restart. You're talking to the hobos right now. If you could give them any like mentorships, any keystone knowledge from you, what would that be on following their dreams?
I would say, like, think about how much time you spend working for somebody else.
Yeah.
And how would you use that time if you got paid the same amount of money to work for yourself? Like, how would you use that time? What would that look like?
Yeah.
And then try to incorporate that into your rhythm.
Yeah.
As much as you can, until you can get to a point where you can just keep do it full time. You know, I think it's like the main thing is just like persistency and consistency. Like you just have to be persistent and consistent about how you feel about your dream. Like if that's something you really want to do, and you have to prove it to yourself. Like if that's something you want to do, then you better be doing that shit every day. You know what I'm saying? In some capacity. Yeah. Whether it's like trying to figure out how to connect with people, or if you're actually creating, or or if you're figuring out how to get resources to get there, like whatever. Like some amount of time has to be devoted to your projects, to your arts. Yeah. Because that's what's valuable to everybody. It's time. It's time. Yeah. Time is money. Yeah. Like so, if you're putting your time towards it, then at some point you're gonna see a fruit blossom. Yeah. From that. Yeah. So that's I said that would be my best advice is like start devoting some time to it. Like stop talking about it. Like and start doing it. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I say it like that because I run into that a lot. I run into a lot of people that will just talk. Yeah. And just talk and just talk and just talk. I'm just like I got people who call me and we'll rap on the phone. They'll just call me and just spit bars on the phone. Like, I got a studio, right? Yeah. You can come record. They said hit screen record for me right quick. Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just like, it's getting to that point where if you really want to do it, you have to prove that, don't worry about proving it to anybody else. But to yourself. Worry about proving it to yourself. Yeah. If that's what if it's something you really want to do. And if you do that, then, you're going to make something. You're going to make one of the shots. You know what I mean? Like, you make, 0% of the shots you don't take, like they say. So, you got to take a shot. And if you miss it, so what? At least you took it. Because there's a lot of, 90% of the population in the United States ain't shooting. Yeah, that's a fact. Ain't shooting. They looking for somebody else to shoot their shot or sign a check for them. So, it's like, that's why you get worker bees a lot, guys. That's what my best advice. And I used to tell Ty all the time, like when we was in school, I used to tell them, like in the next 10 to 15 years, like you're either going to be working for somebody or either one of y'all going to be working for each other, or one of y'all going to be working for somebody, or you're going to be working for yourself. You used to say that all the time, like in the next 10 years, either y'all going to have jobs or you're going to be creating jobs. Yeah. One of the two. So which one do you want to do? Yeah. Because now is the time where you decide. Like, which one do you want to do? You want to create the jobs, or you want to be worker bee? Yep. Yeah, for real. It's about that. Yeah. We're gonna go into music. What does freedom mean to you? Well, freedom means to me is just freedom, the word, and then we'll get into this song. Oh, okay. Yeah. Freedom is just the ability to be able to express yourself without anybody telling you that you can't. Yeah. You know what I mean? basically, that's what I feel like freedom is to me.
Never mind. I was gonna say, how did you come to that conclusion? But it's pretty obvious from what you said before. So the song Freedom.
Yeah.
How did you come up? Now I was trying to type out your lyrics, and I'm pretty sure I got most of them wrong, but I got the gist of it.
Okay.
All right. Like power. I don't know if it was power or powder. Like power, I found her. What to get away from it all.
Yeah. So I have to spit that in my head. I've spit that so long, but it is powder.
Powder. Okay.
So there's a movie called Powder. Have you ever seen it?
No.
No. Okay.
Yeah, what is it?
You ever seen a movie called Powder? No. It's a movie called Powder. It's about this this guy who is basically like, I don't know if he's like an alien or something like that, but it's
who is it?
I forget who plays the role or whatever, but he is like his complexion it looks like powder.
Okay.
Basically, and he was like someone who was like, this is so long ago, I watched it, but basically the gist of the movie was he was like incredibly intelligent, and he was like connected to like intergalactic forces or something like that or whatever, and like in the very I guess like in the very end he like, you know, like goes back to the source, you know what I mean, or whatever, gets beaten back up or whatever, but like powder, I found a way to get away from it all being involved. So like powder, I found a way to get away. So he basically got away from all of it, the stuff that was here on Earth, because he was like so much more advanced than everybody.
Yeah, on a different level.
Mm-hmm. So that's basically what. So it is powder instead of power, but it's a movie reference.
Yeah.
To the movie
Powder.
So go check out the movie Powder.
I want to look that up now. I just want to see, because that sounds familiar.
Yeah, it used to be on HBO all the time.
HBO. Alright, let me look that up right quick. 1995.
Yep.
Yeah, I knew it. Yeah. That's what the guy who was looking in my head.
Yeah.
That's what.
I've never seen that.
You never seen that?
No.
So check it out. Yeah.
I don't remember anything, but I remember that guy's face. Because that's what I was going to ask if he was well.
But it sounded like a lot of my lyrics, I like to do like
movie reference.
Well, none of them are double meanings.
Yeah.
So, like powder, I found a way to get away from. So I'm talking about the movie, but I'm also talking about cocaine. Because a lot of people use cocaine to escape from the
reality,
pain, reality and things like that. So I said it meaning a double
reference.
Double reference.
That's what I thought you meant. That's what.
You thought?
Yeah.
So that's what I do. So to me, it's the movie.
Yeah.
But I
know however people think of it, and they're like, that's kind of cool. How long did it take you to get like that? Like, you know what I mean?
I've always done that. A lot of my lyrics and stuff. Yeah. They're always like double meanings and things like that, and like nobody would really know until if I actually if they asked me, then I explained it. But I just try to, I try to think about how it's going to be perceived, and then also how I perceive it. Yeah. And then I try to make those like
connection.
Make those match up. Yeah.
Smart. Smarty McFarty. All right. Let's pull out another lyric. Okay, this. You guys have to give me break. I know I wrote these down wrong, but we have the guy here. So, be evolved. We all want freedom. Now, I was trying to write the two lyrics before, but my brain was not catching the words. But I know it was fire. So, if you could say the two lines before that, and then that line.
And then the powder line or whatever?
No, the evolved.
Be evolved.
Be evolved. We all want freedom. I know something else came with be evolved, because I was the last end of that lyric.
Oh, I'm trying to think.
It's a minute.
So that particular song is actually the first song that Dre and I wrote for Mistar Anderson. Very first song ever.
Guys, go check it out, Mistar Anderson.
And when I wrote it, the way that I wrote it is Well, back when I wrote it, we always would have conversations about like hip hop and messaging and things like that.
Yeah.
And basically how, like, when we were younger, words like that, the messaging and everything in hip hop it had so much more weight to it. Like it was very, very, like people were like
jam packed. Yeah.
Well,
It was
there's a lot of information.
Yeah.
And people were really into what is being said. So
Yeah.
when I wrote this song, I only wrote one verse, but I performed the verse in a different like
manner,
tone or inflection. Like I changed the way I record it on the record, but it's the same verse, but I make it sound like a different verse. So I say the same exact words, I just say them in a different way in the second verse and the third verse, and each verse I give it more and more energy.
That makes total sense.
So nobody, and if you listen to it, like even we've had it, we had it on, it's been on radio, but a lot of people don't even realize that it's the same verse because I'm saying it differently.
That makes total sense because my brain was so. It was so cool, but it was so frazzled at the same time because I was like mixing up the words while you were saying it because I was like, but he keeps saying this one line, so it must be
It's all the same.
Yeah.
It's all the whole verse. It's the one. It's just the one. The song is just the one verse. I'll spell it. It's freedom, meaning of the minds, no demise, fly circle round on the ground that I defecate on. Popcorn, children of a crop, watch them flock. When I rock for 'em, fall in a plot, knock. Everybody snoozing on a cop, boom back. Let it open up the door to your hat. Don't stop, bumper clock, make it louder. Freedom meaning of the minds brings power. Like powder, I found her. Way to get away from her, all be evolved. We won. Freedom. That's the
whole entire thing.
That's the whole song. That's the whole song, and then I just say it differently in the second verse, and then I say orange in the third verse. But we made that one, particularly like, I made the song that way because I wanted to prove that people don't listen to words anymore.
Yeah.
And people were like, yo, that song's dope, I was like, yeah, but it's only one verse.
Yeah.
It's only, like, it's a very simple song. I spit one verse, but because I say it differently, nobody knows that it's, you have to really, nobody's ever said it. You're the first person. Nobody's ever said, oh, that's the same.
Yeah.
No, it's 3 verses, but all 3 verses are the same verse. Just said differently.
That's genius. That's actually genius because people don't listen to words anymore.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
No, and if you listen to, like, it feels like it's kind of like coming back or whatever, and even the MCs that are the most revered or the ones that people are like, oh, they're dope, whatever, it's because they're actually saying some shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
J. Cole, for
J. Cole,
example,
Kendrick Lamar, whatever you want to say, like the people who are like, it's because they're actually talking about something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you got, what we used to call like bubblegum rap, you know what I mean? Or like fast food rap. Or something. It's just like, it doesn't have any substance.
Yeah.
But it just fills that void for the time being, just like fast food would when you get hungry. Doesn't have any nutrients or minerals or anything like that in it. But after you eat it, you're full.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it doesn't really do anything for you.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So that's the story behind freedom.
Yeah. Okay. So I listen to a lot of bubblegum rap. Just because that's how I was like in my head. I was like, man, that makes a lot of sense because I just be humming, like, and I have no idea what they're saying, and it all blurs together to make just, beats, and I know this is bad. This is why I'm not the music person. I like the songs that sound the same, so it's not really no originality, and it's just like an easy thing to get my mind, you know what I mean, background music.
Well, there's music that's spoon-fed to you, and there's music that you search for.
Yeah.
And the music that we hear on the radio, that's what
spoon-fed you, yeah.
You go to 107, 106 right now, like they've got 10 songs in rotation.
Yeah.
All day. Same songs.
Whoa.
They play those songs at least 2 or 3 times a day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, that's Not accident.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
They're just trying to drill into our brains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Man.
Mm-hmm.
That makes total sense, though. Sorry, that was a reflection on myself. Anyways. But I'm gonna move on because pinching time right now. So. It's called Take a Break. Did you write this during COVID?
No.
Oh!
No, we did not.
Yeah.
No, which is really interesting that we all took a break. Right after we wrote a song, Take a Break. Yeah. No, I did not. I'd have to check and see, but we released that song. I think it was in 2018 or 19, right?
Right before COVID.
Before COVID. Yeah.
I don't even. We're gonna be honest. I don't know when COVID exactly started. So.
March of 2023, or 2020. I'm sorry.
Wasn't that like 3 months before it?
Let me see.
Wait. You said March of what?
March of 2020.
Okay.
Is when I started.
Is that considered in the middle of COVID, or is it not? When did COVID start?
Like when we all like quarantined,
Yeah.
or like
March. Oh, well, the quarantine happened after that, but March is when they March.
When it came.
Well, quarantine started around March.
Yeah, didn't it?
Yeah,
But like but COVID was around like the year prior. Yeah, like we were talking about it like in November, October.
Yeah. Okay, so I just looked it up. So
What?
we dropped Take a Break November 29th of 2019. So December,
like
January,
February, March.
So 4 months before
Before.
COVID.
Okay, that's what I was like.
Yeah.
Isn't that right before?
4 months
Man, you
before
guys
COVID.
really manifested that shit.
Wow, I didn't even realize that.
So, well.
I didn't realize
She said here he was coming, guys.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yes, yeah, wow.
Alright. Get a team and run like an audible.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's Take a Break.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like when you spit these, I have to spit like the whole verse to know where it's at. It's just how I have so many lyrics in my head. I gotta be like SpongeBob, like go through my.
What is this thing?
Like what is it? Where is this? Get a team and you run it like an audible.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I think that's in the first verse of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm basically like, that's a pretty straightforward
Lyric, yes.
lyric, like, you can't do anything by yourself.
Yeah.
That's basically the whole
Gist of it all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can't do anything by yourself.
How did you find your team? How did your paths intertwine?
Yeah.
Like,
that's a good question. I feel like my team, I've been on a lot of teams, I guess you could say.
okay,
I've been on more than
were
one
they
team.
on
I've been
like
traded a lot. That's funny.
It was hilarious. That was good. You remind me a lot of my dad. He makes corny jokes too. So
I am a dad too, so that's probably why.
yeah, but do you think you've been on other people's team or not your own team? Like, have you built your people who support you, or have you been on other teams that support other people type stuff?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think in the beginning when I started doing music, like when I quit my job, I joined the Bus Town team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was working for the EOP team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was in a group called the LES Crew.
Yeah.
Which stands for Living Energy System. We were like an 8-9 person band. You know what I'm saying?
Is that a big for a band?
Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah.
Big. Yeah, it's a good size. It's like a super band size, whatever.
Yeah.
I play with a group. We have a reunion show coming up called Stress Lefty. So
Yeah.
I played on their team for a long time. I played on a team called the Apes. I played on a team called what else? I played on a team called Mistar Anderson. Played on a team called the OG Players.
Yeah.
I played on a team called the Kings of Columbus when I was really young.
Yeah.
You know, it was like 3 MCs. We were making music. I think in the beginning, I definitely played for everybody else.
Yeah.
And then I would say after EOP, I kind of realized I was like, all right, I need to start going in another direction, like, and make sure that whatever team I play for this next time around is like
serious.
I'm serious, and like I'm a little bit more in, you know, in the
in tune with them.
and well, in tune, but just like also like I'm really aware of what's going on. You know what I mean, as far as the team goes, and like kind of took like a leadership role. You know what I mean, in the team, and just make sure that. And then also like Mistar Anderson, the name and everything. You know, it's kind of was like a universal name, like everything means one, everything is together.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So that was like my whole. I guess in the beginning, I definitely played for a bunch of teams, and then. Yeah, once I got into Mistar Anderson, and after Mistar Anderson, I wrote some of my own music during COVID.
Yeah.
And I write the music for some of theirs for OG Players.
Yeah.
But I would say once I got older, I was like, I guess it would be, to be completely honest, I guess it was like I was troubleshooting. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to figure out what works for me. And then once I realized what works for me, then I was like, okay, now I can do this for me. You know what I mean? And as opposed to like doing it with or for
others.
Yeah. Or for somebody else's name or brand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's where I'm at now. It's like I'm definitely focused on on pursuing and progressing the teams that are really about me. You know what I mean? Because I put in a lot of time where I wasn't really thinking about me. I was thinking about like the
others,
the collective. It's not that I'm not doing that anymore. It's just that I have to put myself first in order to like make sure I have resources and things like to help the other people that I'm helping. To for my child, like for myself, like I have to now start doing it for myself. So that's where I'm at right now. It's like a lot of people would they call it selfish or whatever. But at this point, I'm just like,
is it selfish
I'm at a certain point in my life.
Yeah.
I feel like it's necessary for me to continue what I'm doing or be able to sustain what I'm able to do. I gotta do
your
shit
dream.
Yeah. So that's where I'm at right now.
People who say it's selfish are the worker bees. It is. It's like putting yourself first so you can help others, so you can have those connections, so you can do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I told Ty and I told Pernell not long ago. Pernell cracked it when I told him this, but I told Pernell's an amazing. You need to have Pernell on here too. He's
I was about to say.
Yeah. But I told him my reason why I help people, and why, especially in the music and everything. Like I do it for selfish reasons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, I do it because I want you. If you're passionate about music, I want you to succeed, or I want you to be successful and be progressive, because that's what I'm trying to do. Yeah. And if you're doing it and I'm doing it, now we can do something. Now we can build something.
Yeah.
But if you're not doing those things, if you're literally in my way. Yeah. You know, now I gotta step over your ass and step around you to get some shit done, and I'm not trying to do that. Like, especially from where I live, like, you gotta be on it, you know. And if you want to be around me, if you want to be around the people, like, you gotta
about your stuff.
You gotta be about your stuff, like. And I used to talk about that in all the bands. Like, that was one of the things I definitely preached, like, heavily when I was in the LES crews. Yeah. Like, living energy system, but I told them, like, we gotta make sure all of us individually are strong. Yeah. Like, so like.
No weak links.
Yeah, like we all need to be cutting records, like all that stuff. Yeah. Like, like the same thing that Wu-Tang did. Like, they came together, they did an album. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They branched off, they all blew up, came back, did Wu-Tang forever. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're one of the highest streaming hip hop groups on earth. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's because they all divided and conquered. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And even with Mr. Anderson, that's the drill. Like, we talked about before we released Take a Break or
Yeah.
whatnot, like, or this next album. Like, once we finished, we're like, okay, now
We're
the
gonna go
drill
back.
is,
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna write my album. Like, the guitar player Ryan's writing his album. You can have him on here too. Elaine she's the quarterback and the OG players. You know, Andre has a bunch of music and he plays with his brother and his wife.
Yeah.
You know, David.
Oh wait, he plays with his brother and his wife. That's cute. That's adorable.
Well, not his wife, but his brother's wife.
Oh, okay. Still adorable.
His brother's a phenomenal musician.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, they're doing things together. They're playing together. The bass player plays in a bunch of bands. Nez, David Swank plays in a bunch of bands.
Yeah.
The keys player. Like, it's just John Weisbrot. Like, he moved to New York.
Yeah.
It's John and the Projectors. You know what I'm saying? Like, he has his own band. Like, so that's always been the plan.
Yeah.
You know, always plan is just like we all do something
collaborate together, and then break away and do your
own thing, and then let's come back together and collaborate, or do both.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because then it just makes things that much easier. You know, when you're trying to get things done, you're working together. You know, then you maximize all your resources, you maximize your connections, you maximize everything, and that's what I'm always about. Like, I'm always like, I met a lot of people, especially during the break. Yeah. You know, I've met a lot of MCs, a lot of artists, and things like that, where it's just like, it's like, you know, like a kind of like every man for himself kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, everybody's doing their own thing. And there's not really a lot of collaboration or working together. Yeah. Or anybody trying to find ways to put money in other people's pockets. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's
kind of selfish,
Yeah. It's just like that part is missing, and then I remember running into a dude at the break one time, and he felt compelled to tell me this. I didn't even know this cat from Adam, but he felt compelled to tell me about some new idea that he had, and then in tandem with him telling me about the idea, he was concerned about me stealing it. And I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, bro, why
are you telling me this?
Why are you even telling me this? And then it was just like off-putting and weird, and he was just acting weird. And I'm just like, this doesn't even make any sense, man. Like, you're so afraid that somebody going to steal your intellectual property. You're afraid to even communicate it to someone that's doing something. You know what I mean? That could help you or we can collaborate and do something together. But you're so worried about, and I'm just like, it's so frustrating sometimes. I'm just like, yo, we got to get past that. Yo, we are like.
But it happens.
Yeah, it does happen. It does happen. But it's like, I feel like, you know, people like that who, you know, the truth ends up coming to light. People like who try to steal people's ideas and intellectual property.
Comes around, goes around.
That shit comes around, yo. And then if you're a person that's like doing it, like, then it's just like, I'll come up with another one, you know? Like, Nikola Tesla, that's what he said. He was just like, yo, you want to steal my idea? That's fine. I'm going to come up with another one. Yeah. I'm going to come up with another one that you're going to steal that one too. Like, so you going to keep on stealing every idea I have? Like, you know what I mean?
Someone's bound to catch on?
Yeah, someone's bound to catch on. Thank you. If you're doing it correctly, somebody's bound to catch on and know that that's not them.
That's not you,
And that's you or whatever. Yeah. It's just like, and it sucks because that's, you know, a lot of our history is like that.
Stealing,
you know what I mean? It's all about stealing. And it's just like, and right now I feel like, you know, especially from a human consciousness standpoint, we're all discovering and realizing that people took credit for some shit they didn't do. You know? Like,
and it's so just high in the music industry too with, what is that? Ghostwriters,
Yeah. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but it's like, you know, it's just
people who don't give them credit for doing that work. Yeah,
right. At least their bank account should reflect it.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know what I mean? Like, but it's it's just like, I don't know. It's something. It's something. I lost my train of thought, but it is something.
My bad. Yeah.
It's okay.
But how do you think that we can get past that hump? Of just like being able to trust each other's artists.
Just help people. just help people and quit worrying about getting got.
Yeah.
I've been got so many different times and things like that. Like,
it doesn't matter.
You just gotta let it go.
Yeah.
It's like what they call it in the drug game is breakage. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, get over it, keep it moving.
Yeah,
like,
keep it pushing.
It's whatever. It's like, now you learned your lesson. Now you know not to work with either that person or that type of energy or whatever. It's just like, and just keep it moving.
This is about lessons and then moving with that. Yeah.
Just help people. Like, just help people and get that out of your head that somebody's gonna get you. You know what I mean? And the way I see it is, it's like, the more people I can help and to get them where they are trying to be or whatever and be successful and be progressive, then now I have, selfishly, I have more people to play with. Like, I have more people to have fun with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like a lot of people, they don't know. They don't know that, that these are things, these are like ways that they can think, and these are things that they can do.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's not far-fetched. Just because somebody told you couldn't do it, don't mean you can't do it.
Yeah.
You know?
It's weird how people think like that. Some people, it gives them motivation, gasoline in the tank. You can't do it, I'm going to do it in spite of you. Or, oh, you said I can't do it, so I'm just not going to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Type of shit.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
All right. We can move on to the next lyric. That was a good thing. This is my favorite one from Take a Break. Take a break. Here's a Kit Kat. Just want to let you know that.
Yeah, I got that.
That made me laugh out loud. I was like, I had to go back and listen to it again.
I gotta think about when before and after that, because I do say take a break. Here's
like
a Kit
Kit
Kat.
That's what's
so.
Cracked me up. It's so funny. I don't remember what comes before or after that, but that, I just want to give you props for that.
Okay.
Hilarious. You're welcome. Alright. Let's talk about being real. That's the next things I have, so.
Okay.
Let's talk about being real. How can you be yourself within the mass? How do you have the confidence to do that?
What do you mean by that?
Like, okay. So there's so many influences out there for young people out there. And how can you narrow it down and say, oh, this is not me. This is me, actually. This is what I like to do. This is what it is. You know what I mean? How did you narrow it down to this is the type of music that I want to do? This is the type of people I want to hang out with. This is, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, to a certain extent. Yeah, I do. I guess it's just all a feeling. I guess I go off of how I feel. Sometimes that can be a good thing, and sometimes that can not work out for me. It just depends. But especially with music and things, like it's, when you're capturing music or you're recording music, you're capturing like a feeling. You're capturing like something, a way that you feel about something. Some of the greatest, artists and whatnot are experts at capturing like that feel. Like Michael Jackson is great at capturing like a feeling and how you feel about somebody. One of my favorite Michael Jackson records is it's the one like off of, it's the one that has Biggie on it. I can't remember what the name of it is, but it has Biggie Smalls on it. But one of the songs is called Heaven Can Wait. And he basically talks about his love for his significant other. And that it is so strong that even if God called him to go to heaven, which is supposed to be the most incredible place
on earth
ever, or just
ever,
you know what I mean, that heaven would have to wait until his significant other can come as well. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's just like that, it's just an amazing song because he captured that feeling of connection and love and like what that feels like to have that with someone. And, you know, even if I'm leaving this plane, I don't want to leave unless you come with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's just like, that's a beautiful thing. Like, and that's like, it's like, you know, kind of almost touches on like the essence of like our existence and why, you know, like a child will die if you don't touch it. You know what I'm saying? And once it comes out the womb, if you don't touch a child, it'll die. Because it doesn't have that connection, doesn't have that love.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's all about that. I guess for me, it's just like how I feel about, you know, how things make me feel, or how people make me, you know, feel. And again, that's not always the best course of action.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's, you know, I lead with my feelings. You know, like they say, you know, if you're a Cancer, you lead with your feelings. Like I lead with how I feel. I am a Cancer. And so I lead with how I feel about things.
Yeah.
And I'm slowly starting to realize that I can't